ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday afternoon, the 18th day of August. The attention focused on Faye, but there are other tropical issues and a fairly complicated forecast for Alabama in coming days. So a lot to talk about. Let's get right to it. We'll go out the window with the Skycam network this afternoon. As expected, the weather pretty quiet. There's a look at the view coming from Mount Cheaha this afternoon. The sky partly sunny there over East Alabama. From Trussville looking north, and the sky there mostly sunny. And down in Chilton County, a few buildups are seen over central Alabama, but so far the weather about as expected today. Conditions relatively dry for the northern half of the state. Well, there we go. We're kind of in between everything. Got that big upper-level low near Dalhart, Texas, with showers and storms ahead of that through a large part of the Lone Star State up in Oklahoma. And, of course, Faye is down around Key West, and around here you can see that drier air over the northern half of Alabama. QPF map, rain for the next 5 days. This is valid through Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. And again, you can see Alabama in a relative minimum with heavier rain to the east with Faye and to the west with the upper level low. Bullseye with Faye, how about 15 inches of rain for the next 5 days just off the coast around Folly Beach, South Carolina. Down in Florida, the greatest number showing up now is 6.5 inches near Miami. And that, of course, is assuming that the track is as the Hurricane Center is forecasting. And you can see over Georgia, the rain really tapers off. You get to Atlanta, about an inch, and then you get over to Savannah, and you're in that 10-inch zone over there. Here's a look at Faye this afternoon. The nice CDO developing near Key West, and it's coming right up toward the southwest Florida coast. It might reach hurricane strength. I don't know. There's some shearing going on. There's some drier air being pulled in on the western side. I just don't know if it can make hurricane strength or not. If it does, it will be a minimal hurricane. There's a look at the modeling on Faye. And, you know, most of the models want to take it north up toward the Great Smokies where it would rain itself out. But some models are saying not so fast. A blocking high develops and it pushes the thing back to the west in the Gulf of Mexico. Oh, yeah, we'll show you the GFS in a moment. Here's the official track coming from the National Hurricane Center. And you can see it moving from near Key West up to a point near Punta Gorda, Florida, up to Jacksonville, and then inland through the Carolinas. And remember, the heaviest rain will be more than likely along and east of that line. Here's a look at the radar from Key West, and you can clearly see the circulation center very close to the radar site. And again, that's moving slowly north. And you can see how the drier air is working into the western and southern semicircle of that thing. And again, I just think that's going to prevent this from becoming a major hurricane. Never was expected to be one anyway, but I don't even know if it becomes a hurricane. And let's not forget, this is hurricane season. Come on now, let's look deeper out there in the tropics. Got a pretty good-looking wave around 35 west. That's 94L. And this could be another challenging forecast as the models that identify this one want to bring it north of the islands in about 5 days. And, of course, you know the deal. It could, hit Florida, recurve, shoot the gap into the Gulf. We don't know yet. We'll obviously focus on that one later. Let's see what the GFS is up to. This is the 12Z run at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Big trough over the northeast helping to pull that thing north in that weakness. And down below that at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, if the GFS is right, the thing is inland over South Florida. And the really heavy rain would be on the east coast of Florida from Cape Canaveral south to Miami. Wednesday, the GFS moves it to a point just offshore, a little southeast of Jacksonville. And again, we note here in Alabama, there's just not a lot of moisture showing up here. Looks like any showers Wednesday should be very widely scattered. And then Thursday, the same deal for Alabama. We'll mention the chance of a shower, but the better moisture with that upper level feature is still west of here. And of course, with Faye, all of that way east of here. And by golly, Thursday, that thing didn't move. And Friday, the deal is we've got a building upper high north of the system that should force it westward if the GFS is right. And look what happens. It kind of brings it back inland over Florida for a second landfall. But this time, instead of coming in from the southwest, it's coming in from the east. You have very few hurricane landfalls at Jacksonville, but this might be a case where it's going to try and do that, where there'll be a second landfall around Jacksonville. Now, remember, this is contrary to many of the models and contrary to the Hurricane Center track. This is just the GFS, but it's done it for 2 runs in a row. Saturday, the thing is moving west in the northeastern Gulf. Sunday, the thing is just south of Pensacola. And Monday, it moves up into Mobile Bay. Are you kidding me? Wow. Now, remember, this is just model output. Now, but let's see what the European does with it. What do you say? All right, let's go through the European, all right? This is Thursday. It's got the thing just east of Jacksonville, much like the GFS. Friday, it moves it northwest up into Georgia. Saturday, it moves the thing due west into southeast Alabama, down around Auburn, Opelika, Columbus, Georgia, Phoenix City. And then on Sunday, it scoots north up toward Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Rome, Georgia. So the European is not as extreme as the GFS on that backtracking idea, but there is more and more credibility to at least the idea of that happening. Now, whether it gets back in the Gulf or it does that, I don't know. And then we'll go back to the GFS. This is valid a week from tomorrow. The system is moving up through Alabama with big rains, if this is right. But again, a lot of ifs here. Now, let's go deeper into the month. Here's the 30th. Look at that. Another one coming through. That could be 94L in the southern Gulf. And then on the 1st of September, that moves over to the Texas Gulf Coast, the lower Gulf Coast around South Padre Island. And on the 3rd, it's inland. Here comes another one coming up through the Bahamas. And, of course, all of this is absolute voodoo. We're not saying there's any skill at identifying tropical systems out here, but I think the GFS is just trying to tell us. Looks like a lot of action in the tropics in the days ahead, so no dull moments around here. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video will be here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.